We sit here, Jason, 3 weeks away from the NFL draft. Let's just play along and assume Cam Ward goes 1 to the Titans. As a former Penn State linebacker, tell me why the Browns should absolutely take Abdul Carter.
I mean, this guy is a special player. I mean, he has elite traits. I saw him talking to Brian Baldinger at Penn State's Pro Day. He said he thinks he would have ran a 4.340 at 6'3", 250 pounds. I mean, the guy's a monster. I think his elite trait is his bend. There are defensive ends that can shed blocks, but it's hard for them to flip their hips and accelerate through the quarterback. There's not one defensive end in this entire draft that does it better than Abdul Carter. He can bend. He can play multiple positions. And mind you, this was his first year playing at defensive end. He's been a stand-up linebacker his whole career. First year at defensive end, he's a first-team AP All-American, 12 and a half sacks, 24 TFLs that led the nation. The guy's an absolute stud. And when I saw Micah Parsons coming out of that draft a few years ago, I would have never thought that I would have a player that I could compare to Micah Parsons. I mean, this guy can come out and be a Micah Parsons 2.0, and I really, truly mean that. He is that special.
All right. The opposing opinion in Brown's world is this. We need playmakers, okay? Like, we have Myles Garrett. Jim Schwartz is going to engineer a pass rush one way or the other. Shouldn't Travis Hunter be the pick? Jason, what would Abdul Carter do for Myles Garrett? Or vice versa?
That's what I think about when I think about the Cleveland Browns trading him. I mean, to have the nightmare of Myles Garrett and Abdul Carter on both sides and having to pay them almost the same amount of attention. Normally you have one guy on one side you got to worry about. To have to worry about both edges, your left tackle and your right tackle having to play very, very strong games, it's just very unlikely. I mean, it just creates such an issue for offenses to have to deal with two very bona fide pass rushers. And the great thing about Abdul Carter is this guy's still ascending. Like I said, it was his first year playing defensive end. I just think that him opposite of Myles Garrett is going to open so much up for that team. And they were already a really solid defensive team last year. But to be able to marry the pass rush with the coverage and for those corners to go out there with the confidence of knowing that they only got to cover for about 3 or 4 seconds every single snap, I think that's huge for that defense. And it opens up a whole lot for the defensive coordinator.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.